Okay, this is like the fifth time me trying to do this because I keep getting interrupted by different things and different people. For whatever reason, they don't want me to say this because I think my theory about who Tobi is real. Okay, I believe that Tobi is Zetsu. I'm quite sure a lot of people are saying, yes, I know, I'm not, you're not the only one. And a lot of people saying, you idiot, what are you thinking? Well, this is what I'm thinking. Zetsu is the only known character right now that can do a perfect cloning technique. Okay, we know water clones, shadow clones, all type of different clones from different villages. Well, one, we don't know what village Zetsu is from, to point that out. Two, Zetsu is like this plant creature that needs the first Hokage, like chakra, jutsu, essence, or whatnot to keep him going and alive, basically. 3. Zetsu's been around in almost every important fight, overseeing it, basically. 5. They use Tobi kidnaps, steals Yamato and uses him for the Zetsus to empower them, basically. Now, with me saying about this technique, as you read in the manga, Zetsu earlier in the war, the fourth war, he confused a lot of squads because he was copying and disguising himself as the shinobi, having their Kenkan guys, having their techniques, and it was blowing them off. They can't tell who was who. The only one that could, besides Zetsu himself, was Naruto in his Kyuubi form, because he could sense them. He's the only one that could. With that being said, I feel that Zetsu is Tobi because, one, Tobi mentions that it doesn't matter who I am. That's what he says to Naruto. Naruto gets really mad about that. For somebody who feels as if there's nobody who or you deserve to live and all this stuff and that. I feel that Zetsu says that because he's not really a person. Now, my throw off on who Zetsu is, I think Zetsu is a creation of the first Hokage. Because the only way he can actually live is through the first Hokage's powers and abilities. Now, seeing from 3 different sources of people making either replicas or using the chakra ability of the first Hokage, I take it back, 4 people, is Orochimaru making Yamato, Madara, the active the Rinnegan, Tobi when he has his little secret shrine showing the first Hokage, and Yamato himself being created from test subjects of Orochimaru making the first Hokage clones. Now, with this being said, the thing is, I feel as if when it was shown in the manga in the episode when Kasame Killer Bee was fighting after Naruto had defeated the Nine Tails with his mother, Kasame came back out, and in the middle of that battle, when Kasame merged with his sword, a white Zetsu, not being racist, I'm quite sure there's some humor in that. There's a white and black Zetsu. Diversity, I guess. The white Zetsu, which is the one that's doing really all the work, is really doing all the manual work. I think the black Zetsu is the one that sits back and actually plans stuff out and be smart, because you notice that they talk to each other. It's like 2 different Zetsus in one. With that being said, Zetsu comes up to Kasame and he's like, well, aren't you overdoing it a bit? It's okay, I'm gonna take over from here, and touches Kasame, takes Kasame's entire form, abilities, all that. He does that in the beginning of the 4th Great Ninja War. He disguised himself as the other shinobi. Now they're confused, they don't know who is who anymore, until Naruto came out and took care of each and every one of them that was in the bases and whatnot. Now, I believe that during either the fight between Madara and the first Hokage, or sometime in there, the Zetsu came across Madara, and I feel that he copied Madara and continued to live on after Madara died. Now, I'm saying this because you have to think about this. The first Hokage killed Madara, basically, and the first Hokage kept living. The Zetsu thing can only live off of the first Hokage. First Hokage was alive a little bit after he killed Madara. Even Madara activated the Rinnegan by using the first Hokage's power right before he died. I think Zetsu is a creation of the first Hokage because only the first Hokage abilities can keep Zetsu going. With that being said, I feel that Zetsu is Tobi. Once again, I keep saying this because I feel that Zetsu came and touched Madara before he died or something and copied him, and after all this time he sat there and basically I feel that he went against the first Hokage. He wasn't on the side of the first Hokage. He was on the side with Madara. So with that, he copied Madara's Sharingan, his internal Mangekyo Sharingan, and took the form of Madara, which is why Itachi says that, there's 3 other users of the Mangekyo. If you activated Sasuke, you, me, then it'll be Madara. How the QB mentions Madara, and how even the 4th Hokage mentions Madara when Tobi first attacks, and the 1st Hokage's like, wait a minute, the only person that could have controlled the Nine Tails and understood the weakness of the Nine Tails is Madara. But this is impossible because Madara is dead, which Madara was dead. As you see, Kabuto obviously resurrected him using his impure resurrection technique. You see how Kabuto used that to threaten Tobi. Tobi was actually scared. I think Tobi was scared because now, with him claiming to be Madara, or with him actually copying Madara, if Tobi and the real Madara was to come across, I think the real Madara would have known who Tobi really is and would have exposed him for that. Now, with that being said, I feel that is why Tobi told Naruto that it doesn't matter who I am. Now, also, to keep pointing out, when the 4th Hokage and Tobi did fight, the 4th Hokage gave a really strong blow to Tobi. His arm basically just it melted off, and it melted out white. Now, I'm saying that Tobi has to be Zetsu because the white Zetsu is the one that makes the perfect clone. And seeing that his arm came off white, I believe that's resembling Zetsu. And seeing that how there's 2 Zetsus in one diversity, seeing that Tobi has a Sharingan and a Rinnegan, even though you can see that, why not just have the Rinnegan? Why just have that since, the real Madara, elevated his Sharingan to the Rinnegan and will still use Susanoo and all that. You might as well just have the Rinnegan and still have all the regular, Sharingan powers. But no, I don't think he could activate that. I don't think he could do that. But seeing that he had the Rinnegan that he gave him to him, he could. There's some type of device. There's something going on, which makes me feel that Zetsu is Tobi, and that Zetsu is actually pulling strings behind stuff. And you don't see that much of the black Zetsu around. He's somewhere, and I'm quite sure he's probably thinking about something. And if you notice, in the original Zetsu, the whole form, he has this little cactus like carcass thing that closes and opens and all that. The only person that can use plant-like jutsus is, the 1st Hokage. And when they connect Yamato to strengthen Zetsu, why would strengthening Zetsu be so important? If you have Kabuto using Impure Resurrection to make you an army, but you need Zetsu. I think Zetsu is the truth behind the max, and he's needing Yamato to strengthen himself to give himself the ability to win this war. Now, with the real Madara being out and Tobi finding out and Tobi getting mad, I think that's why he's mad. Because if it comes to the point where Tobi and the real Madara come across, and the real Madara is going to be like, I know who you really are. You're taking my name. I'm going to expose you for what's really going on. And that's going to really unfold. And I'm going to leave it at that. That is my thought of who Tobi is. And thank you for listening.